Hey, this is Corey Marks, and you're listening to Rock On Radio.
Producer Claire.
Yes, sir.
I'm all
How are you
choked
today?
up already.
Aw.
Wow. No, well,
I'm very impressed.
I'm very happy
Are you?
to be here once again at the two-track studios of Deco Entertainment,
Yes.
especially with these gentlemen
I know.
who I adore.
I know.
Actually.
Me too.
And I will, get into them more in a second. But
Before we do.
we have a good show tonight.
Yeah.
I know that because of these gentlemen, and we
Right.
have a pretty good phone call coming in, so stay tuned for that.
That's right.
Correct. Welcome to Rock On Radio. I am your host, whether you like it or not, Danny Coleman. So you can either bail now or hang out and see just how wonderful this is. How's that for giving our listeners options?
Sure.
All two of them. No, we have 2 million.
That's right.
2 million. That's a lie, too.
You should tell.
I know you know that. So, anyway, welcome to Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. Rock On Radio is sponsored by the same two-track studios of Deco Entertainment. And our guests are also, just like last week when we had Bumblefoot here, they are also Deco
Yes,
artists.
they are.
More on that shortly. Rock On Radio is sponsored by O'Connor's American Bar and Grill, located on Monmouth Road, Route 537 in East Hampton, Mount Holly, New Jersey. And they are the official caterers of Rock On Radio. Phoenix Art Supplies and Framing. I had to think about that for a second.
Really?
They are located in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, on Route 611, otherwise known as Southeastern Road. We discovered Southeastern Road when we were over there emceeing the
did.
Doylestown Music Fest.
Yes.
I didn't see Phoenix Art Supply and Framing, though.
It's a little further out from there. It's not in the town where we were.
Oh, then we should have found it, because you're always telling me that I'm
I
far
know.
out and groovy.
You are far out.
Yeah, see? All right.
Usually it's out of touch.
Fine. Phoenix Art Supply and Framing. They've been supplying quality art supplies and fabulous framing for more than 40 years. Sinister Footwear. Go to sinisterfw.com. Check out all the crazy socks that our friend Tina has on her site, and then use the promo code DCR Socks for 10% off your entire order. SinisterFW.com.
Always makes that noise.
We need WD-40 then.
I guess so. It's like really. It's only when it's on. Oh, now it's fine. It's weird. The ghost in the machine.
I remember that happened last week, and Bumblefoot looked over at you like, what the heck is that? She's okay. Don't worry about it. She'll be fine.
I squeak.
Correct. Oh, New Jersey Stage. If you go to newjerseystage.com, you will happen upon one of, if not the finest arts and entertainment magazines that covers the entire Garden State and beyond. NewJerseyStage.com, just like AsburyParkVibes.com. Go to AsburyParkVibes.com. If you are a band, a solo artist, anybody in need of a photographer, they have 15 on staff. They also do band bios, headshots, press releases, and more. They have a fabulous podcast. Doug and Diane. Go to AsburyParkVibes.com. Dee Dee's Lights. Go to Dee Dee's Lights on social media, DEEDEES, and check out her fantastic line of candles. And if you come to a Rock On Radio event where I'm giving stuff away, there's a good chance there may be a candle in the bag.
That's true.
Like Darren
Yeah.
who won the prize pack and a chance to co-host
And went up on stage.
and went up on stage and sang the other night.
He's
That wasn't
out
part of the
control.
prize pack.
No.
He did that all
He
on
just
his
took it
own.
all. That's right.
Took it upon
That's right.
himself. But so he was the winner of the prize pack, and that
He got a candle.
Yep, and got a candle from Dee Dee's Lights.
And speaking of the other night, it was sponsored.
The Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation. Go to jsjbf.org. See what they are all about and what they do and who they do it with.
That doesn't sound good.
Kind of like a
That doesn't.
kind of like an album by a classic rock band from the 60s and 70s. It's kind of like called Who's Left. But the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation, of which we will be emceeing the Long Branch Jazz and Blues Festival
In
August 23rd. Or at least that's what the Zemlarian told me.
Okay.
So we will be doing that on the 23rd. Recently, we went with two of you weren't there Friday, were you? No. So it's two of the three people in this room that are our guests this evening were at the event with Big A coming up from the Delta,
That's right.
which Darren opened his mouth a little too much and got dragged up on stage, and he willingly went along to sing to and with Big A, which wound up being a lot more tickets sold than we had hoped, which was a good thing.
Yeah.
We had
sold out, they said.
We had a fantastic sound guy.
We did. He was the best.
He was the best sound guy.
The sound was so good.
It was.
It was.
Correct.
And we loved him so much, we have him today.
Yeah, we dragged him in here to do sound.
Sound
You're
brought to
going
you
to do
by-
that, and he's going to set up a PA over there.
That's right.
With
Greg
like
Graham.
he was like the MacGyver. You were like the MacGyver of the soundboard, man. You built an entire PA system with a tube sock, a toothpick, and a tube of glue.
Pack of gum and
Yes, yes. But actually, it was a really good show.
It was.
It was. I had to laugh because Big A come over to Christine. How much time I got left? She said 30 minutes. He wound up playing for 45.
I know. Well, no one told him that it was over. Like, 30 minutes are done.
So that was always good. That was great, actually. And Tyndall Road Brewing Company, located at 102 Farnsworth Avenue in Bordentown, New Jersey, the official beer provider of Rock On Radio. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, and I've put her last because she still has not given me her music schedule.
See, that's what happens.
Well,
Put her at the end.
she's your friend. You better talk to her.
I don't know. She's Helen's friend.
Well, that explains that right there. Okay. Time we take over that friendship, I think. Lillipie's of Princeton, located at 301 North Harrison Street, inside the Princeton Shopping Center, where also every Friday night, Triumph Brewery puts up a pop-up beer tent, and they have an outdoor concert.
Do they really?
6 o'clock.
Oh, what?
And guess
Saturday
who's
or
going to
Sunday?
be there on Friday?
Oh, on Fridays.
Every Fridays.
Oh,
Guess who's
missed that
going to
part.
be there on Friday the 11th? They didn't have one for the 4th of July, but Friday the 11th.
I don't know.
The Ocean Avenue Stompers from Asbury Park. They were part of the big Crawfish Fest.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you just saw the many faces of Claire, where she goes from not knowing, then remembering, and then agreeing. Was that? Wow. Did she really just do that?
You're number one.
Apparently so. Wow.
It was not. I had one face. I didn't make many faces. It's not fair.
Wow. Wow. Good thing. For those of you watching on radio, Next
I deny
time
it.
you wave at me, use all of your fingers instead of just that one.
Unless you only have, unless you have very little time left.
And that's us, I guess, right? That's it for the sponsors. We got everybody, right? Yay! So, how can they find us, Claire? Why don't you sort through with that finger there and pull up the proper sites?
DCROR.com, which is a short link for Danny Coleman's RockOnRadio.com.
Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio, the number 2, and Instagram at Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters.
Yes.
Now, we are expecting a call in about 15, 20 minutes from an I shouldn't say up and coming because she's just put out her 10th record.
Ooh.
It's
Nice.
called Just Stay High, and it's got a very interesting explanation for that title because it's not what you are thinking. And I know what some of you are thinking. But
That's what they want you to think, though.
and she is going to be at the Lizzie Rose Music Room on July 26th of this year. Mm-hmm. Just so you know, not some like 10 years from now. Anyway, it's Alexis P. Suter. She will be contacting us very shortly. And now we have a band who used to be classified as a blues band, and they're not really a blues band. So they might fall in that whole rock, blues rock, more rock category.
Gotcha.
Anyway, they have a new album out, which I have.
Which
right
I love
here.
the art of. That's like the really cool cover.
And we're going to find out exactly who's responsible for that
Nice.
very shortly. But this is their second disc. It's called Misunderstood. Please welcome Jack, John, and Wayne. Not the Pep Boys, but Jump Back! Whoa! Hello,
Thank you.
gentlemen.
Hello.
Great seeing
I
you.
am glad because you guys are here. I am so glad you saw her do that because I know you all think she's this innocent thing.
I do not. What? You talk about my faces. They've seen my face.
Now you see how I'm really treated.
Seen the face. I've
I
seen
tripped
the
I tripped the other day. She kicked me in the ribs. Come on, get up. You got to drive.
Walk it off.
Yeah, walk it off. It was terrible.
Oh, now you're going a little too far.
All right, maybe.
I would never kick you.
What's up, man?
What's up, Danny?
Well,
What's up, Claire?
Well, first off, Jack and Wayne, thank you so much again for hanging out with me on my birthday
It was
last
great.
week.
Yeah, it was
It
fun.
was a
Great group
great
of people.
evening.
Yeah, it was cool.
A lot of fun.
That was
No, go continue.
I just thanking them
I know.
for doing that.
I know, but I had an idea. I think you have to go like this. You have to go like this. And you go like this.
Okay.
Because you're all wearing this. You too. Like, we all got the black shirt, like, memo.
I thought it was a requirement.
Really? I
The
usually
black shirt. Yeah, we all have
Yeah,
on
look
black,
at you.
huh?
Yeah. But just like the hear no evil, speak no evil, say no evil.
I am evil.
Oh, that's you.
No, there you go.
Dr. Evil.
So you guys are here. You got a new album out.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
And you did it at Surefire
We did.
again?
Yeah. No, first time in Surefire.
Where'd you do the last one?
Retro
Red-
Sound.
Retro Sound in Red Bank.
Okay. So what made you switch?
There's no better engineer than Joe DeMeo
Yeah.
in this area or in New Jersey. No better. And there was a significant difference in the experience of recording with Joe. And that's why we did it.
Yeah. It was a really good experience.
Okay. Now, since you were here last, you guys you had a personnel change, right? You have a new drummer, but he is still on the recordings for the most part, right?
Yes, he's on one of the songs there. Without you.
Okay. Okay.
This
So
album has been in the making for a while.
Since
Cease
I
to be
think
DeMeo,
since the
yeah.
last time we
Yeah.
saw you.
Yeah. So.
what?
But it's done.
So all right. So then let's go back. Now I know you guys, and I'm a better man for it. I know you guys, but our listeners and those who are familiar with Deco Entertainment, who you now are associated with,
Yep.
they may not. So I don't care who does it, but take us through the history of Jump Back.
Wow, how far back are we going?
I don't know.
Like
but
once
I
upon a
was
they
time.
both pointed at you pretty quick.
Hey, you do it. All right. Wow. Yeah. So, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version.
Go ahead.
Jack and I were playing in an original rock band called Lone Shark, and when that was winding down, we decided to give the blues a try. Kind of the roots of everything we were playing. So, long story short, is we formed the Jump Back Blues Band, I think it was called.
Yep.
And started its merry journey down the blues lane. We recorded our first album, Blues in the Red, which was 5 original tunes and 5 cover tunes. Started out in that whole metamorphosis into the You're Not a Blues Band, and took it from there. We really focused on writing original material and material that has a backing in all kinds of genres of music, whether it's rock or blues or R&B or soul or what have you. And the result of that was 10 original songs on Misunderstood.
That's awesome. Yay.
We started in 2016, so we're entering our 9th year here.
Okay.
Nice.
Drummers have been the change.
You saw Spinal Tap,
We've-
right?
Yeah, we've gone through 4 drummers, I think, right?
Have you?
And a partridge in a pear tree.
That's all right.
Oh,
though.
Emilio
But
used
Emilio
to
was with us
sing,
the
right?
longest.
Amelia was
Yeah.
with us
Yeah.
for
2 moved away.
yeah,
and,
like
you
6
know,
years.
so-
Okay.
But Emilio stayed with us for a long time. He was hit with COVID, and that's what killed him. Well, didn't kill him.
No, whoa, hey.
Oh,
Sorry, Emilio.
Well, he rebounded well.
there's a holiday for this now.
It put him out of sorts.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. We wish to report that
But-
Emilio is still alive
he
and
is
kicking.
still
But
here.
he
He's
was there
still
for the
present.
whole when we started recording Misunderstood. So he's on 9 of the 10 tracks.
Okay. And who's playing drums for you now?
Walter Dobrins.
Yeah.
Who?
Walter Dobrins.
Okay.
Yeah, he's known in the blues circle. He's
Yeah, he plays with. Who did I see him with?
played
at,
with Bob Del Rosso band. He's,
Right.
He has his own band, the XL Jazz Band,
Yeah, he has a-
as well,
his wife.
and he's known in the community.
Solid.
for being
Solid
a,
to
yeah,
us.
well-rounded drummer, and he finished up the album for us. He did the last track, and the nice thing was when we did our release party at the Chubby Pickle, we had both Emilio and Walter.
Oh, nice.
And Emilio did like a mini set in the middle of our
4 songs, right?
thing.
3 or 4
Yeah,
songs.
I think like 4 songs. So it was a nice experience, and they're good friends, and they kind of worked it all out, and it was great.
Cool.
That's great that you guys included him
Nice.
in that.
Yeah, no, he's good people.
And I'm very sorry that I missed it. I can't believe I forgot I was supposed to be in
It was a
Ocean
good
City,
day.
Maryland.
Things happen.
You couldn't bilocate?
It was a great event, though.
Yeah, from what I saw, the pictures and everything, it
Yeah,
looked
it was
like
a
you
lot of
had a
fun.
packed
Packed.
Yeah,
lot of
Yeah.
this
fun.
was great.
Yeah.
Full house, great event, lots of fun, lots of music.
Yeah, we had Lou Gatewood open up for us and his
Right.
Merry Men. He kicks ass all the time. Yeah, so it was good.
Lou Gatewood.
What's on about the new album? Tell them.
You heard the man. Tell me.
You were directed.
What am I telling you about?
All right, let's go back a little bit
Where are we going?
further, even. So that's how the band came together. Now, what do you consider your base of operations?
Statewide, citywide? I mean, we're all
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I said to,
Monmouth County, New Jersey.
there you go.
Yeah, well,
That's,
yeah.
I think that would
paints with a
that would
broad
cover
brush.
that would cover us all. We kind of roam in the Jersey Shore-ish area for the most part.
Okay.
Most of the gigs are within that range.
Now, where are you guys playing anyway? I see that you two, with your acoustic duo, you play in a lot of spots. But
Yeah, so we were playing in Bradley Beach.
are you
Yeah.
at the
August 30th in Riley
Outside
Park.
Yeah,
there?
Riley
Oh,
Park.
nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fox Hollow Inn. Also great. We love that venue too. Those
Okay.
Anchors, Yeah.
Anchor's Tiki Bar in a week from now on July 12th. That's in Seawarren. And yeah, Woodbridge.
Woodbridge.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but the water part they call
Yeah,
Seawarren.
yeah, all right. I'm thinking I've heard that before.
Yeah,
but for the
yeah.
life
Like
of me, I couldn't
Weehawken.
put
But we're-
my hand on where it was.
We're picking it back up a little bit
Blue
more.
Moon, what have you. Yeah.
We really put it
Oh.
on the shelf for a while because we were concentrating on getting this album completed. We had a break also.
Plus, when you
Walter
break in a new drummer,
Right,
it
so-
took us a bunch
Right.
of months. It's not you can't recall songs that are original, you know. So when you bring in a new person, it starts right from the beginning.
Yeah, it's not
Although
covered.
there's always good and bad. One of the things I liked about playing original material is nobody knows it except the immediate band and
Yep.
and family and friends.
Right.
So if you made a mistake, Joe Average at Bradley Beach isn't going to realize that's not supposed to happen. And on the other hand, it's not like when you're playing in a cover band and
Yeah,
No,
that
tribute
people
bands,
know how
right.
the song goes, right?
Right.
Or tribute bands. So yeah, because you guys have kind of been off for a while. I thought maybe it was because you were doing the record.
yeah. It was the combo of getting the record complete and then getting Walter up to speed because on the other side of what you were saying about original music, you can't just sit down and play it.
Right.
You have to learn it.
You have to listen to it
You
at
have to
least and know where you're going and practice
Exactly.
it.
You got to be familiar with it. So it takes time, and we're a structured, rehearsed band. As part of that, you have to really know where you're going, and you have to know what you're doing, and that takes time.
Correct. So, all right. So Wayne, you are vocals and a harmonica
And guitar.
and guitar, right? John, you're the bass player,
I am the bass player
and you do some
when they allow me.
some. Is that do you have to take a vote?
No, they have to make me stop.
Kind of like when I try to dance and I'm not allowed to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, no.
Oh, the Thriller?
See, that's appreciation right there.
Yeah, well, something like that.
That's just the
It's
memory
memory
of it is
recall.
seared.
It's
in
memory
his-
recall and
yeah.
3 sleepless nights.
See, it was seared in his brain watching you doing the Thriller. It's hard to forget. It really is.
Meanwhile, Jack, guitar
Jack, you
and
hear
vocals.
this, Jack? You hear what that? Now they're teaming up, Jack.
Teaming up.
We're here all
Yeah,
week.
there, yeah, there. Now he sees no
That's
evil.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's sitting on the
Jack,
end.
Jack, you're the lead guitarist, right?
Yeah.
And you vocalize as well. Okay, is the drummer singer or no?
So Emilio did.
I know
Yeah.
Emilio.
Emilio was one of the lead vocalists. Walter, no, he's not been singing with us right now.
Okay, so that kind of takes you guys down a different road, a different path.
Yeah, we've split up the songs that Emilio was singing. We're doing a combo on one now. He's picked up one. I'm working on another. He really only sang 4 songs,
I think that's about
so
right.
I think
yeah.
we almost have that all shaked out. That's the other reason why not playing that much. The band not playing that much is because of the course we're taking. I mean, 50% of our music is original. It's hard to push that in the venues that are out there. They're selective where you can play.
Now, fortunately for you, as a band, the area in which you live, it's a heck of a lot more receptive than the area in which I live.
Sure.
And Jack, you wince a little bit, but in Trenton there is not one bar left that wants original music.
Wow.
Really?
None.
Wow.
Zero. Zippo. And if there is, please tell me. Anybody that's listening, let me know where it is, because there are several original bands, but they play covers and throw in an original here or there.
Right.
But if they were to go in there and say they wanted to play original music all night, there's
Won't get
only 2 of them that would be able to get away with it because they have such a strong following.
Right.
And how long those people would last, that come out to see them, I don't know, because they'd rather hear Bon Jovi than they would another band's originals at these bars
Sure.
and the owners. And I'm sorry you just missed him about 15 minutes before you got here, Joe Sarasano was here.
Yeah. He's so cute.
And I've often told the story on this show about what Joe would do. He used to run into the same problem whenever he would play bars in New York City. Club owners, none of that original stuff. I want these people dancing and sweating and drinking. So he would get up and say, for those of you, who this is off the new Bob Seger album that
There you
comes
go.
out next
That's
week, and
it.
he would play his own
Yeah.
original music.
Yeah, here's a
Pretty
deep
good.
track by Jerry Rafferty.
Exactly.
Who's gonna know?
Exactly. Who's going to know? But fortunately, about 15 minutes that way are Lambertville and New Hope.
Yep.
So they are very receptive to original artists in that area. But once you go south of there towards Trenton, there is like nothing.
Wow.
No,
Even
we
the
had
shore, even the shore's like that. No, you can't. There's no places in the shore.
They're closing. That's the problem. A lot of the original music venues are closed or have closed up or are closing up or
really.
yeah, it's a lot of tribute acts. It's a lot of cover bands. Yeah, years back there was the Saint, there was the Fast Lane, there was a different iteration of the Wonder Bar and the Stone Pony, and yeah, just places where you knew you were going to hear music, and it was going to be something new and fresh, and now it's tributes and covers and
The clubs had the vibe, though. So
Live
they would-
jukebox.
They would expect the club to really give them, give their patrons something to hear, and they depended on that, and that's become less. So
Yeah, I know that that the people who do the booking for the Stone Pony also handle the Wonder Bar.
yep.
Which to me is like a conflict of interest, but because I already had it happen to one of the acts I was just mentioning that could actually do an original night and get away with it because they have such a large following. They played the Stone Pony and they wanted to play the Wonder Bar, and the guy told them no.
Interesting.
And it was like, well, and because they both shared the same
Yeah.
booking
Yeah,
manager.
sure.
So it's not easy, but
It's not.
and then if you throw in all the baloney that you have to deal with competing with online and singles and so on and so forth, it's so tough now to get original music out there.
It's become an obstacle for sure. Yeah, it's not as easy as it used to be.
So do you guys have a plan to try and skirt around it? I mean, you're signed here to Deco,
Yep.
which is a big help because they'll distribute it for you. But when it comes to getting it out to the masses, other than what Deco is doing for you locally, it sounds like there's a bit of a struggle.
Can be. You got to get creative. You got to. We're looking at possibly creating our own nights of original material, where
Ooh.
that's where
Because we
is
have some
expected.
venues that would be receptive to it, that we know of.
Yeah. Yeah, places we play like the Chubby Pickle, like the Blue Moon.
Yeah.
They're truly music lovers and connoisseurs and appreciate the sort of the dying art of live band performances and they want to hear a lot of material. Yep.
They're early.
On cue.
Yeah, we got our phone call coming in a little bit.
Okay.
Hey.
And it's here now. Hello, Alexis
Hello,
P. Sooner.
Danny. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am so happy to talk to you again. Say
Yes.
hello to my friends in studio. Jump back, Wayne, John, and Jack.
Hey, guys.
howdy.
Jump back is we were just having that whole discussion about being a blues band slash rock band slash rock blues rock band. They've kind of been labeled. I'm not a big fan of genres, Alexis. So
Me neither.
I just know that these guys rock and it's fantastic. So
Yeah.
but you're calling me because you have an album out called Just Stay High, and you
Absolutely.
are going to be at the Lizzie Rose Music Room on July 26th.
Yes. Excited.
Fantastic. So now, when did the album actually release?
I believe it was June 6th.
Okay, so recently, just last month.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. And
Yes.
so June 6th, and you're going out on the road to promote that with a
Oh
series
yeah.
of shows, right? So
Yes.
you have July 26th at
Well, we have. I meant to tell you too. We have our Hudson Valley record release July 11th at the Falcon in Marlboro, New York, and then I'm doing something with Chris Bergson on July 12th in Pleasantville. And then the following week, we're doing some things. And of course, Lizzie Rose will be coming up. And, we're, I mean, it's just been a beautiful time with this. It hasn't even been out 2 months. And we've gotten so many great reviews, and we're on, different charts. And I just got an email today. We're on the NACC chart, something like that. It's like college and community stations, and it's like, it's very hard for a blues band to, get on that chart, and it's like a crossover chart. So I'm praying on it. I'm thankful for it. I'm glad that people are actually hearing what we're doing, and it feels good.
and you're also on Nola Blue Records.
Yes, Nola Blue Records. Yes. Yeah, it's been like a really great experience so far, and it's only been a few months, couple of months. So I'm excited. The band is excited, and we're so ready to, share this new material with everyone. And I had said before, the producer, Byron Isaacs, he's the bass player for uh, the Lumineers, and we've known him for a very long time when he used to play with Ola Bell. And we met, doing the rambles up in Woodstock, New York with Levon Helm. So, it was just an honor for us to have him produce this magical CD. And so far it's getting a lot of attention, and that's a great thing.
Well, and that's what you want. That's the reason why we do it, right, Alexis?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
fantastic. So tell us about the new album, Just Stay Right, or Just Stay
Um,
High.
just stay high. Okay. Well, it took us actually about 3 years to get it all together and get it out. We were um doing rehearsals and doing, lyrics and all of this over Zoom, because no one was like, leaving their houses and things of that nature. And we just started writing songs about what was going on, how people may be feeling. Um, because there's a track on there called Isolation. And it's more of a like a smoky, bluesy, jazzy type of thing. And it really talks a lot about, that time. And we just wanted to bring forth like what we were personally experiencing, and it just came out, in a sense, it just came out exactly, like, perfectly the way we wanted it to. And we just said we wanted to bring something different. We wanted to show our range, musically, how far we can go, how far they'll let us go. But really, no holds barred. We don't hold ourselves in the box. Really, we're more than a blues band, in my opinion. One thing my partner always said, they say, why can't we generally get along? Like, does it have to be blues? Does it have to be rock? Why can't it just be good music? So that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to bring forth good music. And, I'm not going to discriminate. I want everybody to have a piece of the pie. I don't want just this population to have a piece. I want everybody to have a piece.
Nice. Well, they're all going to get a piece of you at the Lizzie Rose Music Room on July 26th.
Yes.
7:30 show. Tell us about that.
Wow. Well, this is going to be about our, fourth time at Lizzie Rose. Every show has been sold out. And it's a beautiful room, beautiful sound. And they treat you really, really nice. And it's so comfy, it's comfy. I hope people do come out, because so much going on now in the world. And I just want people to come out and just let your head down, just let it go. Let us do the rest for you. So I'm hoping that they come, and I hope when they come, when they leave different from when they came. So that's my take on that.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, again, your websites and everything, Alexis, so we can find
AlexisPSuter.com.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I have to get back to my in-studio guests, but
Okay.
before I leave you, we're actually after I leave you, but we're going to play a tune from Just Stay High.
Yes.
And I believe it was
Be on your way.
Be on Your Way. Correct.
Be
That's where
on
I'm
your
going to
way.
be. Be on your way.
Be gone.
That's right.
And you're going to be on your way to the Lizzie Rose July 26th, 7:30.
Yes, sir.
All right, Alexis. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for
Thank
giving
you,
us a
Danny.
call. And
Thank
I will talk to you later, my friend. Best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Rock on.
Bye-bye. All right. Bye-bye.
Be on Your Way off the album Just Stay High from Alexis P. Suter.
Yeah, baby, it's time for you to go. I've said all that I could say. It's time to go. Tell me, baby, where you gonna be when the morning comes? Yeah. Tell me, baby, tell me where you gonna be when the morning comes. Won't be no fussing and fighting, won't be no wrong and righting. Just be on your way. Tell me, baby, how much more I got to pay? Yeah. Tell me, baby, tell me how much more I got to pay. Won't be no fussing and fighting, won't be no right. Yeah, give Big Mama what she wants. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Tell me, baby, where you gonna be when the morning comes? Yeah. Tell me, baby, tell me where you gonna be when the morning comes. Won't be no fussing and fighting. Won't be no run riding. Just be on your way. Hey, yeah. Won't be no fussing and fighting. Won't be no run riding. Just be on your way. Won't be no fussing and fighting. Won't be no alright. Just be on your way. Yeah.
There we go. Alexis P. Suter. Sounds like pea shooter, don't it? On the phone with us, we have our friend and Mr.
Old friend.
The old friend, that's right, and
Old to pals.
member of the Blues Traveler, Mr. Ben Wilson. Hello, sir. How are you?
What's happening? It's funny that you say pea shooter because John Popper always jokes about the harmonica is like a pea shooter compared to most of the other instruments that he could have picked to play.
That's true.
So, he's like, I just pick up my little pea shooter and I'm going up against all these big amps and everything. And so anyway, that was a funny comment.
Like told my son. I don't know if I told you this when we were talking before, but I told my son, he was 10, Dad, teach me how to play the drums. And I said, no. And he goes, you won't teach me? I said, I have 3 words for you. Play the harmonica. Carry in your case and your mic and you're good to go.
That's right. And you do not want to be listening to somebody. I don't know. My son played trumpet, and those early years were pretty hard on the ears. I'm glad they did it more at school than they did it at home. But when he was at home, that's some hideous sound right there.
Oh, they're brutal. You know what's even worse than that? The clarinet.
The violin.
Oh.
Oh, really? I don't know. I haven't had to be around that.
My sister tried taking up the clarinet when she was in junior high school, and I was on the phone with one of my bandmates a floor up, and he heard her starting to practice down below. And the exact words that came out of his mouth were, "What the hell was that?"
I wanted to call the police. I was worried about you.
That's correct. Well, in studio, Ben, I have Jack, John, and Wayne. Wayne is a harmonica player from the band
Wayne!
Jump Back.
Hey, from the band Jump Back. How you doing?
Howdy.
Is that the Jack I know?
I don't know. You know Jack
Bass player?
Piccolomini?
Oh, you're talking about Jack Daly.
Jack Daly. Yeah.
No,
that dude.
not
No,
that
no.
Jack. No, no. He should be out there. Are you actually? Are you at the Red Rocks yet? Or are you still home?
I go out tomorrow. My wife does a twice yearly trip where she gets together with her sisters, and she went out there a couple of days ago. And I said, "So, honey, should my son and I come in on the 2nd so we can hang out?" And she goes, "Nah, come in on the 3rd."
So it is good.
Ah, yes.
Okay, I got the message.
Married life, a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, that's great. Yeah, so you're kicking off that at the Red Rocks with the Spin
Yeah, we got,
Doctors and Jim
We
Blossoms.
just had it's gonna be killer. We just got the word it's sold out, so that's a good way to start a tour.
Nice.
Yeah, we're excited. It's good fun. And the 4th, we've been doing that for 30 odd years, with really just COVID, and when one of the John had a heart issue that way back in the day. So yeah, it's been killer, man. It's just we're so lucky. It's really when we go out on a package tour like this, we can play a bunch of bigger venues for us. But Red Rock's the last one that we can kind of do every year by ourselves. So it's kind of a special thing for us. It's really great.
Oh, fantastic. And the bands
Yeah.
that you have with you.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah, Jim Blossoms, and I know Jack as well, and Jack's pedigree is amazing. 15 years with Lenny Kravitz, and he's with the Disciples of Soul, and now the Spin Doctors for the last 4 years. So that
Wow.
should be a great thing for you
It
guys
is.
out there. Now, do you flip a coin to see who goes first?
Well, no, I think it's all by the numbers. So because the Spin Doctors haven't been as busy these last decade or so. I know they've picked it up the last couple of years. So they're going on first, and then the Gin Blossoms, us, and then us. And I think it's just, I don't know, if we were happy to go on second. Sometimes in a long night of music, the second is the sweet spot because everybody's there. And it's not too late when people maybe have to go home if it's a Tuesday night or something like that. So yeah, we just let management work it out, and you rarely have any kind of attention between the bands because it is what it is. A lot of times with the promoters that decide these things. So
Yeah, you remember when we used to be getting ready to go out at 10 o'clock at night instead of having to be home by 10 o'clock?
man, I played a few solo gigs lately that started at 10:30, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to nap. And sure enough, I did.
I just said that to a friend of mine yesterday. Naps are highly underrated.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well, you also have a solo thing called Wilson Arms.
I do.
Okay, let's hear about that.
Well, I have. I've always, kind of written songs and stuff, not, but mostly for kind of coming in with semi-formed or 3/4 formed ideas. And because I was never the singer, I would only kind of come in with some lyrical ideas and then kind of let whoever was going to sing it flesh it out if they liked it or didn't like it. But Blues Traveler's done albums every couple of years, but John's a great songwriter. Chan comes up with some great stuff. So you're constantly, you bring in the stuff that you think is the best, and then there's this wake of songs that, like every musician, this wake of songs that you kind of never get to. And kind of over the pandemic, I had done a record with a good friend of mine back in 2013. We recorded, he was still in Denton, a drummer, and he'd gone to North Texas, had been there forever, Rob Afsharian. And we went up and I recorded a bunch of songs with them, and and released that one in 2013. And then when the pandemic came along, it was just like, like every musician, twiddling your thumbs, wondering what the heck to do. So, like a lot of people, I went out and got some better in-home stuff and just started dorking around and sending stuff off to Rob, who lives in Detroit area in Ann Arbor, where I grew up, Ann Arbor, Michigan. And a couple years later, we had 6 or 7 tunes, and then another year or so, we had what felt like kind of an album of songs that were sort of reflective of the time, and then also songs that had sort of built up that I had never gotten around to finishing because I was always busy with Blues Traveler. And the other factor of sort of trying to get something going is my son is now 18, and our schedule with Blues Traveler, it's gotten steadily less busy. But for the first, I don't know, 8, 10 years of his life, we were 7, 8 months, sometimes 9 months of busyness, not always just straight touring, but you're in and out of town. So it was really important to me. I had him late, and it was really important to me that whatever free time I had, I wanted to spend with him. And so now, but the last, he's 18. So if you guys have had kids, once they get to about 15 or 16, they're sort of done with you. And yeah, and except if they need money or their car got smashed or something. And so it was either, with Blues Traveler at this point, like we get together and it's great. And we've done some records recently. We haven't been able to do an original record in a while, but it's just that that scratch needs to be itched, and it feels sometimes you can let yourself get extremely complacent when you're in a band like Blues Traveler, that you go out and you if you're doing a tour like this, where it's probably going to be 75 minutes of music a night for us, and we got a lot of hits that we got to play. A lot of that stuff you can do in your sleep without really challenging yourself or making yourself get better as a musician. And so it was just really fun to kind of flex that muscle. And I had a really supportive friend up in Ann Arbor, Rob Evsharian, who's kind of my bandmate, and also was willing to do stuff without having to get paid, so I could do it as affordably as possible. Yeah,
that's the best kind of friend to have, Ben.
Oh, it's my kind of friend. My kind of friend.
Well, the gentleman here, their name of their band is Jump Back. They just put out their second record. It's called, like so many of us, Misunderstood.
I like it. Jump Back. Does that mean you're a jump blues band?
No, we're a rock band, blues rock.
Oh, okay, cool.
We were just discussing that very thing, because when they first came out, they were the Jump Back Blues Band with an album called Blues in the Red. But everybody kind of looked at them and said, well, you're not really blues. So now they're kind of like a rock band with a blues edge.
That's about right, Dan.
Sounds like a band I'm a part of.
There you go. Yeah.
It sounds very similar to the band that I'm a part of.
Yeah. It's exactly
because we're
the same genre.
We were sort of when we came up, it was very blues based, and then kind of I wasn't there at the time, but all the stories, I didn't join until 2000. But when we came up, it was very blues based. John was listening to the Blues Brothers, and then slowly finding all the other harmonicas players, Little Walter, et cetera. And then as they got older, it was that era. I'm not sure how old you guys are, but it was that era where the classic rock thing was coming back. So you were kind of getting more in touch with kind of that jammy side of things with the Grateful Dead and stuff, and a lot of the early late 80s and early 90s. I was in a band in Ann Arbor that was doing that same stuff. We were writing songs that were sort of poppy in the sense that they followed a formula, but there was a lot of jamming that went on around it, and that's kind of Blues Traveler has always been very blues based, hardcore, but has been able to, because of John's sort of melodic sensibility, has really been able to craft these songs. And then we got extremely lucky with the hits. But we used to be kind of a jam band, and I think now we're more of a rock band that jams, and it's very bluesy.
Yep, that about classifies it.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys
as
too.
Much as
you
we
guys
can.
too. Is that similar?
Yeah, similar. It's
Evolution, sure.
It's you kind of go back to your roots and your
structured music too.
Right, it's all structured, but it's you go back to your roots. It's more classic rock with a blues influence, I guess. Sort of.
Cool.
all of how we all go. And John would probably agree with me from the harmonica standpoint that a lot's happened since 1955 in Chicago, especially
Absolutely.
especially with the harmonica. So his approach, which I'm very familiar with, is sort of how I look at things as well. It's evolved and changed, and I almost play it more like a guitar in a sense, more than I would, like Little Walter might.
Right.
So
He oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So it fits into that rocky, bluesy, jammy genre.
Yeah, he said he always says that he was digging the blues and the those early influences, and then he heard Jimi Hendrix and was very much very much trying to cop that kind of vibe with his
And that
playing.
was that. Yeah. That's a great analogy.
You'll have to ask John, Ben. A couple months ago, Claire and I were the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation took us along with them to Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Awesome.
And I could have sworn when I was interviewing Deke at Deke's harmonica shop that he said he had made a harp for John. And I could be wrong, but I thought he did.
He probably did.
So you have to ask, because I know he made harps for...
He's made quite a bit.
Oh, gosh, so many different people. You have to ask John if he has a harp from Deke's Mississippi... what do you call it? Mississippi saxophone shop.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome. I will if I can remember that far. I sometimes remember my name, but if I can remember that past us hanging up the phone, then I will definitely ask him, because he would definitely remember something like that if that happened.
Yeah, I feel your pain. What's your name again?
Deke was a Jersey guy too, so he was up here for a very long time.
He used to do a lot. He used to travel a lot with James Cotton.
Yes,
Deke. So back
fixed up his harps.
Yeah, he actually
awesome.
did. He used to fix up his harps and everything else. So. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to get back to these guys and jump back, Ben. Thank you, man, so much for your patience and tune.
My patience? What are you talking about? Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on. All right, jump back, brothers. Good luck to you. I hope we run into you on the road somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be an honor. Thank you.
Yeah, if you ever need an opening act, I highly recommend these guys.
Yeah, if you blues travelers swinging through New Jersey, we'd love to support you.
Yeah, right on. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot, man.
Well,
Keep safe.
we're gonna play a tune off of your latest release.
Oh, okay, right on.
Which one do we have?
Heroes and Hangman.
Heroes and Hangman. That's the one we have.
Let's do it.
All right, Ben. Hey, good luck with the tour, my friend, and let me know if you want to do this again soon.
I will let you know. You might don't tempt me.
No,
Anytime.
You are welcome anytime, buddy.
I got a lot of time on my hands coming up during the days we're not playing. Danny, let's hang with Danny. Hey, Danny.
Anytime you want, my friend.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Take care.
All right,
Rock
take
on,
care.
sir.
You guys too. Bye-bye.
Ben Wilson of Blues Traveler. Here's a tune from his solo project called Wilson Arms, Heroes and Hangmen, and then we'll be back with more Blues Traveler. Or more Blues Traveler. Jump back! Those guys!
Claire, tell me how we feel.
Small pleasures all around here. Good to fill the hole. You better than a signpost. Might have to dig your own. We've walked a long way, lighted by our aim, a fever dream. You've heard the word, but you can't quite sing along. That look in her eye, the pleasures are all mine. going round the curve. Snow coming down in swirls. The royals dream of golden combs and cobwebs through the night. Pyramids on the Nile. Girls lining up for miles. Angels on my shoulders. Take me for a ride.
Now we have jump back in studio. Thank you, gentlemen, for
Hey,
your patience.
Danny.
My pleasure.
Little
Hey, here we are.
unexpected phone call there, so that's fantastic.
Not a bad call from Blues
All right.
Traveler.
You guys,
That was very cool.
you guys are here because you have a new album out called Misunderstood.
We do.
Okay, where are we going with the title there, man?
Well, it's the name of one of the songs, but it's not related to the song. It really has to do probably more with us. I think as you started before, whether we were a blues band or a rock band and stuff like that. Maybe that's a little part of it.
Well, I know usually when all
We always
of
got
us,
the, yeah, you ain't blues. You ain't blues. You guys ain't blues.
They were right.
That's not the blues.
We said you're
And it's
misunderstood.
okay.
I know that when all of us are in the same room, whether it's at an IBC event or the radio show,
Or your birthday.
Christmas party, my birthday, anywhere I bump into you guys, we are often misunderstood. You know, especially when we try to explain to the police. But officer,
You don't understand.
well, you know what? We're gonna since Ben's tune had a little interruption there. Why don't we play some music off the brand new album?
Yeah, let's do
which
it.
The
What are we
artwork was
playing?
done by who, John?
By my daughter-in-law, Alexandra DeMacco.
Oh, nice. It's
Excellent.
Such a cool. It's very.
It's very
striking.
cool.
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
really
it's great.
striking.
We love it.
Yeah.
She did such a great job on the first one as well. So
It's on the it's
Oh,
on
so
the,
the
the
first
Yeah,
first
and if-
album cover's on the album.
If you look really closely at the
It's hanging
billboard
on.
in there,
Billboard.
it's hanging.
Blues in the Red. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Double bill.
Very cool.
excellent.
Yeah, she's very talented.
For those of you on the podcast who could see the cover,
Go
Imagine
Google,
if you-
Google it.
Well, in the back you have a little nod to
Surefire,
you can-
absolutely.
yeah.
Stairs of
recording
Surefire.
studio there. That's where your buddy Peter V does all his recording.
he lives there.
I think he does.
he does. He does. Yeah.
I think he does.
He has a bed there.
So, which tune would you like us to do first?
So why don't? Well, I guess you guys have a couple queued up that you could play, but why don't we do this? Why don't we start with the first single that came out off of Misunderstood, which was "Evil Might Win," which was the first single off Deco Entertainment.
Fantastic.
Let's give that a whirl.
Yeah. What do you think of the 2-track studios now that you're here?
I think it's great.
It's
Cool
a nice
vibe,
room,
yeah,
man.
very
I think it's
love it.
awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a very cool room.
I just eventually, I guess Bruce will notice that he's missing a guitar every time we leave. I keep selling them off.
You
one
Johnny
by one.
Cash, one piece at a time.
That's it. I'm like Radar O'Reilly. I'm building a guitar one piece at a time. Here's Jump Back off their new record, Misunderstood, and the song is called
Evil Might Win.
Well, I was standing on the corner of chaos and catastrophe, watching my life go by. Stepped off the curb, couldn't move if I tried.
Soul Might Win from the
Nice.
brand new Jump Back album, Misunderstood. Excellent.
That's a Wayne Kessler's tune.
Did you write that one?
Nice.
I did write that one. That goes way back.
So who does
Yeah,
most
that
of
was
the
an old-
writing?
that was
with
an
you
oldie.
guys?
You know, we all tend to write. Even Emilio wrote a few songs, but you know, we all collaborate and make it sound like Jump Back. We have to make it sound, collaborate and make it sound the same. Consistency. But I wrote on this album. John wrote a tune on this album. I wrote 3 songs. Wayne wrote about 4.
Something like that.
But,
Emilio
you
wrote
know,
1 or 2.
It's all about ideas, and then we expand on that together.
It all sort of comes together. But yeah, no,
So it's a band effort.
it's a
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
always a
collective.
band
Yeah,
effort.
it's always a collective effort. Ultimately, the sound is a collective effort of everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Claire's chastising you, Jack.
Yes,
you
she
know
is.
that. Don't worry.
And I'm loving every minute of it.
You're getting an adjustment.
Well, because you talk that way, and the microphone, unfortunately, was this way. So.
I'm bad with microphones, right? Even with the duo, I had to go get a
We got 'em on
headset
headset.
microphone because it's like I was never
Oh, it's
singing
good.
into
I
the
think
mic.
it's directional at least now.
Yeah,
Well,
but
there
yeah,
you go.
it's very a joint effort when we do put songs together. So
Okay.
a lot of work goes into them too. We're not ever happy with it like the first time around. So
Hence the 2
constantly-
years. Yeah.
And even our covers that we do some classical covers. I'm not saying we're doing Smoke on the Water, but we're doing some classic covers, and we make them our own. We deconstruct them and reconstruct.
I
them.
think that's great. That's fantastic. I mean, that's how it really
Yeah. So.
should be.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a cover band, maybe not so much. But if you're doing, like you said earlier, Jack, 50-50, that's great. Now, what are your websites, social media? How do we find you guys?
You can find us on Facebook, Jump Back Band. Instagram, I think, is Jump Back Band also. And do we still have
We have a
Jump Back,
website, yeah,
jumpbackband.com also?
Okay.
As technology is evolving, so are we. MySpace, you can find us.
Oh,
MySpace. That's
is
great.
Tom still your friend?
Tom was everybody's friend.
I know. I just want to make sure he didn't drop you. He
He
dropped
didn't-
me.
He's been my friend since he
that?
launched MySpace.
The guy who owned MySpace. His name was Tom.
Tom. He was always your first. He was everybody's first friend
He
when you
probably
joined
had
MySpace.
an issue growing up. He probably had no
I would
friends.
think he had no friends growing up. I found it kind of weird that he wanted to be my friend. I didn't know who he was.
Well,
I got
man
Danny
on
all
the internet,
choked
he
up
wants
now. I say MySpace and he can't talk anymore.
well, I was just laughing the other day because about 6-8 months ago, somebody hacked my Twitter account. And I had 7,000 or 8,000 followers. And I thought to myself, just the other day, there was this comedian who did a skit about it. And he's like, I like Twitter. And people ask me why. Why do you like Twitter? He goes, because on Twitter I have followers. On Facebook I have friends. I want followers.
There you go.
So I lost all my followers.
That's it.
I've had people come, because Twitter said it's beyond help.
Beyond
There's
repair
nothing they can do.
of
Yeah.
anything you could do.
He's like,
So I've had several people come to me over the last month or so, and tell me, what's up with your Twitter account? It's all in Japanese. Well, there you go.
Whoops.
That's fine.
Danny's disciples.
That's right.
Danny's disciples.
So who wrote the majority of tunes on the new record?
Run them down. Run them down.
All right, okay. I don't have it in front of me. Let me see a copy of that.
Let me give you your own record.
Off of Deco Entertainment.
That's right.
The
Let's-
lyrics are usually done by the individual who wrote the song.
Yeah.
And then the musical structure is a collaboration of everyone.
Let's see. I'll move on. That was all Jack for the most part, as far as the words and the idea concept of the music.
And I write situational type of lyrics.
So it's a veiled threat, is what you're saying.
No, it's like, when I wrote, and songs will come to me like on a Sunday morning in 10 minutes, it's done. I could try for hours, but all of a sudden in 10 minutes, it's done.
Right.
It's funny. A song like that, my wife's like, and what's this all about?
Who is she?
Trust me, it has nothing to do with it.
Here, take my cell phone. It's less
Yeah,
dangerous.
Exactly. Let's see. Evil My Win, which we just heard. That was me, probably back in 2007 or 2008. Can I Play the Blues? That was a concept I put together, sort of We're not blues, but if we want to be. The Sting has an interesting story to it. That goes, the concept of that, the music of that goes to when Jack and I were playing in a band called Lone Shark, and we were waiting for our bass player to show up. And I said, Jack, I was playing around with this slide lick. Let me show you what we're doing. And we kind of got into it. The drummer showed up, and we had this going. And the drummer came, the bass player came in. He said, what you guys playing? That sounds really cool. I'm going to write lyrics to that. And a week later, it was called Noose Around My Neck. Talk about taking the wind out of the sails 100%. Emilio rewrote that as The Sting, and it lives on today.
Speaking of getting choked up.
Boom.
Denied, that's another one that came from Jack. Shake 'em Baby is something that came from Emilio. Without You, which we'll get to eventually, I think, on our playing list, is another idea that came from Jack. Misunderstood was another oldie from me. New Day was a concept and lyrics from John. And Fight for Survival was another oldie from me, from the Lone Shark days. Some of these carried over from Lone Shark because they just kind of fit, and we took them on our own path, changed them around, improved them, and made them jump back tunes.
Nice.
Excellent. Now, you guys, at least as far as I'm concerned, and from what I hear, the scuttlebutt that I overhear at various venues or events where one or most of you are present, is that you're all very well respected in the music community. And I'm not just saying that because you're here and I like you and I want you to come back and take out a billboard ad telling me how wonderful I am. Oh, wait a minute. I overstepped my bounds there again. Imagine
You
that.
stop.
No, but it's true. And you build a reputation like that, not overnight, because the ones who do build a reputation like that overnight tend to fade out fast. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are all well respected players and well respected not just for your musical talents, but because you're just good guys.
True.
You know? And Wayne, you look at me like he's nuts. Why?
You know what? It's much easier to be a good guy.
Yeah, true.
You know, sometimes you don't always get the end result that you wanted, but it's much easier to be a good guy.
Well, and that's, the old nice guys finish last adage.
That's what women.
True story. So do you find it difficult, although you guys are, immensely talented, but being good guys who tend to let the many idiotas and
We've gone bilingual.
wolves in sheep's clothing roll off your back and just move on with very little confrontation or none at all that I've ever been aware of. Does that ever get to you as far as booking gigs or dealing with certain individuals?
I don't think so. We're pretty, like I said, we're pretty regular guys. We know what we do. We like what we do. It appears when we do what we do, people like it. So that's the mode we follow, and we're better being friends, and we don't really have enemies. I don't think so.
No, you don't, and
Play with
that's
any money.
No.
and that's a fantastic thing.
And the good thing about it too is the other musicians that we hang around are good people.
Yeah.
We don't hang around anybody that aren't good people. It's not worth it. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the effort. That's why, at like your birthday party, we could all jump up together and play songs. It's not a competition.
Right.
We're just, hey, you want to do it? You want to do it? All right, let's go. Let's play. It's a special community.
How
to be able to do
much?
that.
How much of that though do you guys think is attributed to the age factor? We're all
I don't know.
veterans of the music business.
I don't know what the 20-something music scene even looks like to tell you. I wouldn't even know. I hope it's not a competition, but maybe it is. Certain music scenes are more competitive than others, so to say. Like we know there's certain scenes that we're not going to be, let into, if you will, and so we just move on.
Youth go to festivals.
That's
right?
true.
So
Right.
a lot of big shows, and multi-day events and things like that where people are exposed to the music that they know and what have you, and we're not quite there yet.
I'll tell you this though, like when we've played a couple of times at the Chubby Pickle over the years, the Chubby Pickle has sort of an interesting community in that the, older crowd, if you will, is there earlier, and then it empties out, and then the younger crowd comes in. But there's a spot in the middle where there's sort of a changing of the guards, if you will. And we've played, and we've had young 20s, mid 20s come up to us and appreciate what we're doing, and really tell us that they enjoyed it. So maybe they're open to just listening to the music.
You know what I call that, Wayne? Good parenting.
Perhaps
they had parents who taught them the ways of music.
Yeah, perhaps that's right.
Well,
we try to really think out the songs and the structure of the songs. I'm not the type of guitar player to go take a 10-minute solo. I don't have it in me. I don't have the talent to do that. So I don't try to bullshit anybody through it,
Right.
I play for the song. There's one song on that album, I
we were talking about that the other day.
End. That's it. I do 2 lead notes at the end, and that's it. But it's fine.
That's
I mean, I don't care. It's what the song needed. It didn't need this massive guitar sound and solo in it. Just,
the opposite end of that spectrum is what I call the Oprah Winfrey style. You get a solo, and you get a solo, and you get a solo. Everybody gets a solo.
But that's blues bands. Blues bands do that,
Yeah.
You got four players on stage. They were all taking solos.
Right.
And when you're concentrating on 12 bars, there's no room for breaks. There's no room for any other kind of interesting, producing of the songs and making them really interesting and engineering the songs so that they're not the same thing from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, I was just when you just said that, I just thought about a guy I was in a blues band with some years back. It was 2 guitars, bass, and drums. And the guy that I formed the band with, he really didn't want to add a second guitar player because he thought that it would muddy up the works. He thought like trios were the way to go. But it turns out he wound up adding a second guitar. He wanted to add a second guitar player, and it worked out perfect because both guys knew when not to play.
Sure.
Which is always huge. Well, why don't we do some more music? What would you like Claire to spin?
You want to go crazy with it? You want to introduce Without You?
Ugh.
You want to give that
So
a
we
whirl?
had 9 songs ready to put on the recording, to do the recording on. And I thought we were done. And they go, no, we got to have 10. I'm like, 10? I'm like, okay. So I went home, and I says, what do I want to do? And I says, it's not 100% where I wanted it to be, but it's very close to where I wanted it to be. I wanted to go back to some kind of power ballad from the 80s, a little taken away from what we were doing, So this one
is not blues.
Has more guitar in it than anything. It's interesting. I like the way it came out. I'll tell you.
I think it's great.
Yeah, did you channel your inner Gary Richgrath with this?
I hope.
Your inner Oreo Speedwagon.
Oh.
Right, that's his name, Gary Richgrath. Riffraff.
Riffraff.
Could be.
Yeah, could be in there.
I'm sure
It's interesting though.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I had ideas for it, and they pulled it off, so it was great.
Awesome.
Jump Back, brand new album, Misunderstood, out on Deco Entertainment and wherever you can find Jump Back. And here's a tune off of it called
Without You.
Without You.
Thinking of the good times and share it with you. Think of what I did to make it all change. Was never good at saying what I felt inside. Now I'm trying hard to understand. Walking in a trance, trying to make good of it all. Hoping I can make sense of it too. Trying hard that we belong together. Without you, never sunshine, always rain. Without you, every day seems empty, but the pain remains. Without you, this river runs too deep. From the light that I see, need for you to try to see it too. Things will be better, just walk along with me. You make me a better man. Without you, never sunshine, always rain. Without you, every day seems empty, but the pain remains. Without you, this river runs too deep. River runs too deep. Without you, never sunshine, always rain. Without you, every day seems empty, but the pain remains. Without you, this river runs too deep.
That's better than what she did last week.
Aye.
All right. So I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, well, my
I love that,
headphones are
though.
disintegrating here.
That's awesome. Wait do you see the top of your head?
I bet again, right? You did it to me again, didn't
I
you?
thought those were the better pair.
Apparently not.
I guess they're not all like really.
Did you put the razor blades in there again underneath?
Yeah, correct.
No,
Thank you.
all the
Wayne.
black stuff is coming. It's not mine. I borrowed them.
They're shedding the headphones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
On sale now at Kmart.
Band sweat.
bands. That's right. So it took you guys quite a while to do this record.
2 years? Well, probably more than 2 years.
More than two, right?
Yeah, a little over 2.
Was that because of just everybody's got busy lives, or?
Well, we started and we were playing, so we were putting songs down and then, playing live shows and stuff like that, which took time, and then, swap out a drummer.
Yeah. Plus,
Took a long time.
plus we did it probably conceptually a little. Well, definitely conceptually different than we did the first one, but perhaps conceptually different than others would put together a record. Is we did them in spurts. We did 2 tunes at Surefire, 3 tunes, 1 tune, another 2. So as we had them ready, we would go and record them. Okay. So it wasn't like we had 10 songs and then we started recording.
Right.
We had 2 songs and we recorded them. We had 3 more, we recorded them. We had another 1, we recorded it. So perhaps that was, part of the time issue, but that was the way we did it.
And how did you happen upon Deco? Was that my fault?
I knew a guy.
Oh, okay. It was my fault.
I knew a guy. Yeah.
I literally had to think about it.
Me too. I was like, what are you talking about?
Where's this guy going? Is
that
it
you?
a trick? Is it a trick question? I knew a guy.
You have to forgive me. I just had my first beer.
It was the Deco.
So, actually, it happened at the Christmas party.
Yes.
The idea of it happened at the Christmas party. I don't know. I don't
Andy
remember.
B.
Maybe it was Andy B. that was
Yes.
talking about how he had a side project that he was putting together and how he had gotten signed to Deco Entertainment and that they were compadres of yours. And then I think I texted you the next day and I said, so who's this Deco and what are they all about? And can I talk to them? And
Yeah.
And here we are.
yet another introduction from you, Danny.
And I said, Bruce and Charlie just got out of prison. Right?
Right.
That was-
That was, I think, the beginning of the
That's what
conversation.
sold us.
yes.
It's
I only
true.
say that because I know Bruce listens to this when he puts it online. So, sorry, Bruce. Didn't mean to divulge
One keeps
that.
time and one did time.
But not, and they are musicians.
Yep.
Helping musicians, so it's not, they get it.
They do get it. It's been great from the start. They
That's
they
good.
got it from the moment. I even said to them, I said, I want you to hear what we're getting ready to put out and let us know what you think. And if we could work with you guys, great. And if not, that's okay too. But listen to it and see if it fits in the family. And they called me and said, you know what, we just listened to this and let's get a meeting together. We want to talk about it.
I know Charlie told me that he really enjoyed the album,
Yeah.
and Bruce said the same thing. But I think it's great. It's always good when you have help getting it out
For sure.
to the
We're
masses.
just not getting we're not getting the listening audience from our peers or anything like that, because last album we bought like 200 CDs and we just
They
handed
became
them out.
Frisbees.
Yeah.
Well, now, any of you know Laura Chrissy?
No.
Okay, Laura Chrissy, years back, she was in a band called, I want to say Stonehill. Anyway, with Danny Federici and,
Oh, sure.
and Gary Talent,
Uh-huh.
Vinny Lopez, because Vinny played on all her records and things. And she was on my radio show, God, years ago now, probably a good 12, 13 years ago. And I did some gigs with Laura over the years. And she had a theory. Give away the music, make the money on the merch. So she would print up 1,000 CDs and give them away at her shows. And then afterwards, if she sold a dozen T-shirts or whatever, now she made some money. And of course, she was on all the, once that became more popular, streaming sites and
Oh,
things.
sure.
But that was her theory. And the whole purpose behind it was she said to me, she said, well, what am I going to do? Leave it sitting in my closet? Leave it stacked in my basement on the shelf? Nobody's going to hear it that way. At least they might listen to it.
Sure.
So she used to give it out. And she would make her money off the merchandise. Then there are other people who say, well, you got to know your worth. Like, I'm charging $10 for my CD. And I would be like, well, since you're not really, I don't know you that well, why do I want to spend $10 on a bunch of songs that I'm not familiar with just yet?
Yeah. Sure.
So you kind of got to, yeah, exactly,
And
Jack.
now the
It's
bigger problem is no one has CD players.
No.
right.
So,
It's all streaming now.
Yeah.
It's all about
Right.
streaming.
It's
And
all
if they're
streaming.
if they're not into doing that, they're not doing it.
And the
And they
streaming's
still
free.
have their 06 Toyota. So they can play
Yeah.
CD.
But the
No,
streaming's
you-
free. Why buy the CD if you're going to listen on Spotify or Apple or YouTube or where have you?
Which is fine, but
Which
do
is
it.
fine. Yeah.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. You know, that's
Well, and that even there is the problem. Like Martha Davis said to me one time from the motels.
Oh, yeah.
She said, Danny, she says, can you imagine somebody going online and only downloading, oh my,
Fire?
I don't know where she's going. Maybe somebody's boyfriend's
Got to
got
put
dropped
another
in or
quarter in
something.
the meter?
This is a soundproof room, so that chopper had to be very low.
Yeah, I would say so.
So, but she said to me, can you imagine somebody only downloading one or two songs off the Beatles' White Album?
Right.
She's like, if I put an album onto Spotify or iTunes or any of that, she's like, and people are only downloading 1 or 2 songs, I need to make a better album. And in today's, I mean, and I was just thinking about this the other day when I was thinking about downtown Trenton. As a kid, there was a record shop on the corner of South Broad and Beatty Streets, and it was called Broadway Records. When I started taking drum lessons at the age of 11 and a half, my teacher said, I want you to go over there and I want you to buy these 345s and I want you to listen to the beat because we're going to be getting into this soon. And it was the Ohio Players' Fire. Mm-hmm. It was the Beatles version of Twist and Shout. And it was, I can't even remember the third one. But essentially, they all had the same kind of rhythm. And so they were 45s. But I got 6 tunes because like 2 on each side. I had to buy 3 records. Now they don't even get that.
No.
You get 1 record. There is no
one.
flip side. There
there's
is
no
nothing
side
to.
B.
I mean, how many B-sides when you were a kid did you listen to that wound up being better than the song that was supposedly the A-side?
Absolutely. Yeah, there is no B-side anymore.
No.
No flip side. Nothing.
No, so it's very difficult to get the music out there. So how do you guys, I mean, do you have a plan of action? Or you and Jack, no, seriously, because that's pretty much it.
Today I was talking to a bunch of people and with emails and things, and I was like, hey, by the way, have you heard the album? Download it here, blah, blah. And I got to do that. But so we'll see what happens. I did it to about a dozen people today.
Yeah,
we're talking to a couple of services too that help to get the word out a little bit. You can only hope that somebody hears one, they like it, and then they go back to the album and they take it from there.
Right,
where they can find all the B-sides.
Well, why don't we listen to some more of the album? Which tune would you like us to?
Sure. Let's do "I'll Move On."
Okay.
Let's give that a gig. That's the opening song
my wife
of the
questioned
album.
me.
That's the question. Yeah.
Not so wrong.
There's a little harmonica. There's a little harmonica on that one. Let's flip over there.
All right. Here's Jump Back off their brand new album, Misunderstood, with "I'll Move On."
Try to make things right. When I left you last night, girl, you seemed so uptight. Didn't like the vibe I got, I felt something must be wrong. So I call you all day, and you won't pick up the phone. Now it's troubling, baby. Girl, you're hurting me so. Let me know and I'll move on. Week goes by, you call like there's nothing wrong. So we spend the whole night just writing a new love song. You pick up and you disappear, you're nowhere to be found. Friends say they see that you're out there messing around. And it's troubling, baby. Girl, you're hurting me so. If you're done with me, woman, just let me know and I'll move on. Yeah, I'll move on. Yeah. you call me, I think that things are good. You pick up and you run away. I'd run away if I could. Yeah, well, it's troubling, baby. Girl, you're hurting me so. Kill me. If you're done with me, woman, just let me know and I'll move on. Yeah, I'll move on. If you're done with me, woman, just let me know and I'll move on. I'm out of here.
Jump Back. The song is called
I'll move on.
I'll Move
Nice.
On. So, websites and everything again?
Yeah, jumpbackband.com, Facebook, Jumpback Instagram, Jumpback
Is the album on any kind of streaming platforms
The
or anything yet?
album is on, if I could remember, it's on Apple Music, it's
Okay.
on Spotify, it's on
Amazon
YouTube, it's on Amazon. Might be one more that I can't remember. But Deco has a whole stream of streaming
Yeah, if they wanna
services.
buy it, they can
Yeah,
come here,
they could-
decoentertainment.com.
They could go to the decoentertainment.com
Right.
and buy the CD right out of Deco's store.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah.
Matter of fact,
It is everywhere.
remind me, Claire, before we leave, just to go next door and grab about 400 of them, and we'll just take them and distribute them.
You're gonna do it like the
Sure.
you're gonna do it like the WKRP turkey drop.
That's right.
The turkey drop.
God
Didn't
is
know
on
they
my
were
witness.
live.
I thought turkeys could fly. Well, you know what? It years back, and I don't mean a lot of years. I just mean like recently. I used to give out. Bands would give me. They'd come in here and they'd say, "What do we need to bring anything?" And I would always tell them to bring a couple of CDs, one for me, one to give to Bruce, or one for Claire. Then I would say I host a happy hour the first Thursday of every month, and if you want to give me an additional 5 or 6, I'll give them away as part of the door prizes I give away.
No, you tell me.
Get your music out there, right? People, and at first people loved it. The last couple of years, people were like, "What the heck am I supposed
Yeah,
to
what am I gonna
do
do
with
with
this
this?"
thing? I don't even have a CD player."
Yep.
That's it.
It's a
And you know,
problem.
you give out them silly download cards, and they get wrinkled and ripped, and then you can't scan them.
goes
and
through
it's-
about 7 washes and it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's finished.
Yeah, they don't hold up well.
Nah.
They don't hold up well with borax.
Are you down by the river beating it
Yeah.
against the rock?
Yeah, I'm one of them there conversationalists. But so it's kind of it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Getting it out there.
It's become more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the last, I don't know, 10-ish years, it's become a lot more difficult. There aren't physical ways to play music anymore. It's all on the phone.
Yeah. I have to laugh because when my very first Danny Coleman's Got the Blues show, which
On
was
beta or VHS?
no, that was in January of 2020 when it first aired on WWFM and WWNJ. Halfway through the show, station goes down. And the station went down because some intellect forgot to pay the licensing agreement, and they decided to cut off the station.
Oh, wow.
Good timing.
So all my friends are texting me, "What the heck happened to your show? We can't hear it." I was like, I don't know, because it only went down online. You could still hear it terrestrial, but it only went down online. And I said, "Just go put it on the radio." And they all, to a person, texted me back, said, "We don't even own a radio." So, you know, when you're told that, you know, it's not real radio,
I wonder who
apparently
told you
it's
that.
better than the radio you don't have.
What,
you know?
what fool would tell you it's not real radio?
Oh, there have been many detractors. Some stand out more than others. However, so it's just everything is just in such a. I think if you 40 years from now, when history looks back, they're going to look back at the probably from 2018 till like 2030, 2040, and say, what a screwed up time in American history for everything from music to politics to and we're in it.
We are in the thick of it.
We're stuck.
And I don't see any way out of it, actually.
Well, you know what you do? You get together with your great friends and you make music, you put it out, and you hang out with people like you. And
That's right.
That's it. I mean,
go on in perpetuity.
Backyard parties.
Yeah.
Sure.
where am I at this
It's
point?
for us.
Am I looking to get discovered? I'm not,
Yeah.
Sony's not going to call
it's
it.
all about,
Well, it would be
fulfilling what I
nice
wanna
though.
do.
It
Yeah.
would be nice though, Jack, if you guys got some stuff in television or movies and
Sure.
some licensing and things of that nature.
I once had a song licensed in a summer camp video.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, they paid $50, I think, to license it.
See?
Why not?
As long as it's filled before 10 at night, it's fine.
Do you know where your children are? How much time we have left, Claire?
13 minutes.
Well, we got time for another tune.
yeah, we
right?
have 2 coming up.
All right. What else you want to? We got 2 left that we can.
Should we sneak them both in, or you want to
Yeah.
cut one?
Well, we'll have. Well, trust me, we'll get them both in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's.
We could
You
even
want to
do
do
'em
them?
Back to back,
You
even.
want to do them back to back? Let's
What
do
you
them
have
back to back. We got. Well, we have. What do we have? The Sting.
Yeah, we'll do
And,
one and then we'll come back and
all
we'll
right.
do the other.
Okay.
So
With-
go ahead.
so why don't we do the Sting? So the Sting is the one I told you a while ago. Started out as Noose Around My Neck, children-friendly record.
That's the
by-
kids' music you're writing, Jack.
by the lyrics by the late Paul Gower. May he rest in peace.
We lost him, but
He was an interesting, wonderful bass player and person who passed just a year ago from cancer. But we had to rewrite the lyrics to that song. So this is actually Emilio on lead
Emilio wrote
vocals,
the
and
words.
Emilio wrote the lyrics to this one called "The Sting."
Lost in a fog and walking through a maze. Thoughts of you become a velvet haze. I call your name and you just laugh and hide, with the Black Widow at your side. You give me hope and then you snatch it back. You got me dizzy like a jumping jack. What kind of love you trying to fake? With shattered proof that's just heartbreak. Oh, the sting that cuts right through. Oh, the sting that shows the truth. Oh, the sting that cuts right through. Oh, the sting that shows the truth. and unrevealed. Just one last time, I can't resist your wicked spell and viper's kiss. Oh, the sting that cuts right through. Oh, the sting that shows the truth. Oh, the sting that cuts right through. Oh, the sting that shows the truth.
There we go.
Really coming back.
Get back now. Jump back.
Jump back.
Jump back,
That's
coming back.
right. So, again, the name of the album is Misunderstood. And you guys have any gigs or anything coming
We
up?
are
Either
playing
any incarnation of
Yeah.
whoever, wherever.
July
whatever?
12th. Jump back is at Anchor's Tiki Bar in Seawarren,
Yes.
otherwise known as Woodbridge. August 30th at Riley Park, Bradley Beach. We love playing Bradley Beach every summer. September, I think it's 6th, we're at the Fox Hollow Winery. And then October something or other, we're at the Blue Moon. I forget
Okay.
the exact date.
Fox Hollow, where is that?
Homedale.
Oh, okay. I was.
That's right.
I
It's
had
a nice
that,
venue.
Outdoor gig. Nice
had that confused with somewhere else. Well, we've got one more tune left that you brought with us to air,
We
right?
did. Yeah.
Yeah, all you want.
So we
As long as it's not dead air, it's good air.
and what is the name of this one, Claire?
Fight for survival.
Yeah, this is sort of my ode to the Rolling Stones, if you will.
Street Fighting Man.
Well, not in the sense of the name, but just the vibe. You'll see.
Okay. All right. Jump back from Misunderstood. Here's Fight for Survival. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Strung through the light for a new set of wheels. While hellhounds are ripping right at his heels. Gotta get out of town before his time. They want him wiped out for blowing that last crown. Oh, and wrong, become too cynical. Now he's hunted by another criminal. Gave up life in the cellar. Tried to become a good fella. This was gonna be his last job. Then he went and pissed off the mob. Tried to beat the feds, use a couple of tricks. Now being chased by a squad of dicks. You're gonna fight for survival. The true is putting your hand on the Bible when you find yourself caught in a bind. Slipping in and out of your mind. There comes a There is silence, a fade to flight. Was it self-inflicted or someone's attack? The final thought run through his mind. Was that a woman he couldn't leave behind? We're gonna fight for survival. The truth is putting your hand on the Bible when you find yourself caught in a bind, slipping in and out of your mind. There comes a struggle when you lose sight of the cause of the current plight. Don't let it get out of control or find yourself in a 6-foot hole.
Jump back
Fight for survival.
with what's that?
Fight
Fight for survival.
Oh, Fight for Survival. Yeah. Yep.
It's
That
always
is
a
a
fight for survival.
yeah. Well,
Every day.
I understand that. Well, we got a couple minutes. You said, right, Claire?
Just 2.
2 minutes.
Dos
Now
minutos.
see now both fingers went up. That
At
time.
least there's
See?
2. Wait till there's 1 minute. Wait till there's 1 minute left.
Usually,
You're bordering on 1.
I see.
Is it
This was great.
read between the lines?
Who do you think you are, Timmy?
Yes.
You see my buddy Timmy that was there? He only has 3/4 of this finger on the one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he always tells everybody he can't tell him to go
Yeah.
himself. He more kind of comes out like. But
Oh, boy.
all right,
He's a good sport.
websites and everything again, guys.
Jumpbackband.com, on Facebook, Jumpback Band, on Instagram, Jumpback Band.
All right,
It's a theme.
Thank you, Danny.
Consistency.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank you
No.
both. This was
Yeah.
Great.
gentlemen,
It was a
thank
great
you
time.
for your patience with the phone calls.
That was great.
and I greatly appreciate that. I kind of screwed that one up, and I'm not embarrassed to admit it.
Hey.
So, but I apologize, and you're always welcome back anytime.
Anytime.
You guys
I'll
wanna-
call you.
Yeah, call me. You'll get some time that way. Yeah. Well,
I got you all choked up again.
Always.
again, good luck with the new album.
Thank you.
And in all seriousness, you guys are some of my most favorite people in this business.
All
man.
time.
Likewise.
And it's
Yeah,
it's seriously, man. I love
Likewise.
You guys, so
Likewise.
good luck with
We love you
everything,
guys.
and we'll do what we can to help you out. And so will Deco.
Awesome.
So next week we have a mystery guest.
It's so mysterious, we don't even know.
That's right. We amaze
This
ourselves.
is your life.
That's right.
We should call in.
So until then, yes, call in and you'll be my mystery call-in guest like tonight. Till next week.
Rock on.
Hi, this is Danny Coleman, the host of Rock On Radio, the Rock On Radio Indie Hour, and Danny Coleman's Got the Blues. If you ever want to get in touch with me or find out more about me and my programs, please visit DCROR.com. That's the quick link for Danny Coleman's RockOnRadio.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support.